All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh man, I am. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I am as ecstatic as ever. The NFL is on this weekend. If you are not doing anything tomorrow, even if you are, you need to watch the damn games. The two gentlemen I have here, one of them you know. He is the host of Real Talk with Oscar Montiel. Check out his channel in the description. Unfortunately, he likes Washington. We've gone over that. He still won't change. They are still the Washington No Names. And then we've got a brand new, hot off the presses guest star on our show. He's never been on. I just met him about a week ago. His name is Duncan. I hope I got your last name right. And that's all right, cool. I was worried. He's from Franchise Sports Media. They cover everything. Unfortunately, they cover the Raiders. They cover the. He's covering.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not so much fun to cover myself either.
Yeah. He covers the Lakers for them, but they also cover the Golden Knights, Nighthawks, Lights, everything that has to do with Vegas. So make sure you check them out, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar Montiel and Duncan. What's up, gentlemen?
How we doing tonight?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Hey, Duncan. Since you're the one who can see, is my camera on?
Camera's on, yeah.
All right, and you can see me.
Yeah, I think you're chilling, bro.
All right, cool. We have to ask that question, we can't see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started on any NFL talk, I want to start it a bit on a somber note, and I promise we'll pick it back up. 2 years ago, Wednesday, on January 26, 2020, this was before COVID and all of that, we had a tragedy happen. And man, this is tough. Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, unfortunately passed away with his daughter Gianna and 7 other people, including the pilot, Christina and Sarah Mauser, and a whole bunch and a few others. And Kobe Bryant was immaculate, spectacular, just an amazing player. Dropping 60 points here, 62 there, 55 on Jordan for retirement, 81 and 60 points against Utah for his last game. I mean, just you could name every career moment of Kobe. And whether you knew basketball or football or baseball or neither, someone's always heard about Kobe. He was philanthropic. He cared about people. His daughter was going to become a WNBA superstar. She was going to go to UConn. Duncan, let me come to you first. Oscar said that he doesn't know about Kobe very much at all, and that's what you can expect from Washington fans. I had to do it.
That's what you get for not knowing the basketball in general. Because I don't. It's not that I don't like basketball. I just haven't taken the time to watch. Basketball. So.
Oh, we love it. So Duncan. So Duncan, if you could kind of talk about Kobe, what you think, what you any memories, anything you want to say about the late great Kobe Bean Bryant.
First thing, undeniably, his greatness. It's not just that; it's the fact that he's no longer here to talk about his time with Shaq, his dynasty with Shaq, his time with Pau Gasol, and the great things they did in the 08, 09, 010 season. There's just so much that we don't get to hear from him anymore. Whereas, you look at legends like Bill Russell are still here. You look at legends like Kareem, they're still here to talk about their days and in the league and their stories. And the fact that Kobe is not here, it just, it really messes up the whole rhythm in the NBA world. And that's not the main reason why people are upset about it. It's truly a tragedy. And the fact that 8 other people had to, endure that too, it's not something really you see in this world. I know terrible things happen all the time, but we've never really seen an NBA legend like that or in any sport have an ending like that. So, and then you look at the Lakers this year and it's like, Kobe wouldn't be too happy. seeing what's going on with Russ.
And they just lost to the freaking Sixers. 117, 114, even though AD destroyed, what's his name?
Embiid. And AD's out again because he
the wrist after that dunk.
Don't get his glass. Like, can't even dunk it anymore without getting hurt.
Exactly. And you're right. I mean, it's a tragedy all around. Basketball lost a legend. But I mean, it's just he was starting his second career, man. He was writing. He had won an Oscar for Dear Basketball. He was a 2-time Olympian. But away from sports, he was writing a children's book. He was trying to get more artsy and creative and really show off his skill set that we'd never seen before. We know on the court he's a monster. We know that. Anybody knows that. But it's just the fact that, unfortunately, he's I don't know, man. Like, why? I mean, he was 41. You expect this kind of legend to be 80, 90, 92 years old, and oh man, he passed away in his sleep or something, and I mean, it gets me sad, man. And Kobe was my favorite Laker of all time. My dad and I used to watch him all the time. And I remember 2009, 2010. They also won in 2001, I think 2003, and one more just in the early 2000s. So, that's insane that they were winning all that. But Kobe was immaculate. Why is it so hard for people? Why is this one? I remember when Michael died, and yeah, that was tough. But Kobe, I can't do it without crying, man. What is it? What is it about the guy and this tragedy and all of that just makes everybody go crying like babies, men and women?
Well, I'll touch on that real quick. It's like you said, he had a second career ahead of him. I think he was 3 or 4 years under retirement when it happened, because I'm pretty sure he retired in 2016, and he was doing so much for Gigi and young women like Gigi that are trying to get into basketball and maybe are facing, setbacks because, they're women and stuff. And he just had such great value to teaching young players and inspiring young players to be great, He had so many signature moves on the court too, where it was like a step back or a pump fake or something that he just did differently, and people would pick up on that. And a lot of players that are in the league now shape their game around how Kobe played. And I know Devin Booker is a really good example for the Suns. Just the way he goes about it, the way that he knows when to get the team involved, but he also knows when, okay, I got to put this up. I got to make the shot. I got to put us in a position to win. And so it's just a different mindset. The Mamba mentality was just different, Jordan had it. Jordan had the Mamba mindset. LeBron, he had it here and there. He's had it for a few seasons, but,
LeBron is great. We cannot deny that LeBron is great, and when he was with, he was with the Heat. He's a top quality player. He's one of my favorites. He's also very charitable. I know he gets in his political talk, but besides that, he's a great player. But Kobe, you're right. And for those who don't know, Black Mamba is a venomous snake that attacks without provocation. Kobe didn't need provocation. I think it was Bow Wow or something that wanted to play against Kobe because they thought I got Kobe, and he destroyed them the way as if Bow Wow was, on the Knicks or the Sixers, the Nuggets, the Heat, the Kings, whoever, and just that Mamba mentality. And Oscar, I know, let me know if you agree with this, but that Mamba mentality, it's all about, hey, don't give up. Keep going. You get down, get back up. You fall down, you get back up, and you accomplish your dreams. You want to start a YouTube channel. You don't know if you're even going to get 1 subscriber. Still do it. That's the Mamba mentality, and I feel like we all can relate to that. What do you think, Oscar?
Yeah, agree.
So again, I just I know we started it kind of on a sad note, but to end our tribute. I'll play the clip that I had before in a separate video, but man, Kobe, rest in peace, dog. Man, his daughter was 13, man, my sister's age. That's what gets me, man, 13. And
there was, there was separate family on that too, and victims.
Yeah, 2 separate families. Crazy. Yeah, the coach of, I think it was Arizona, John, oh my God, Antebelli or whatever. And, just how many times did he ride on a helicopter? Every day of his life. He went to work on a helicopter, went to practice on a helicopter. He did all of that on a helicopter. And just, LA was foggy that morning. And, but Kobe, man, I love you. And you'll always be my favorite player of all time in any sport. And I have my favorites on other teams, but thank you for all you gave us, man. And rest in peace. Keep playing basketball with Gigi. And to, the family, Vanessa, Natalia, Capri, our condolences go to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I go on and we get into the nitty-gritty of what this is about, this is J Sports. I'm your host, Jason Alamillo, again with guests Duncan and Oscar Montiel. And you can check them both out. Duncan at Franchise Sports Media, and Oscar proved that the hashtag worked, so I did it right. And their links, their Instagram, and their video, their main link are right there. Check out Duncan's articles as well. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Press that post notification bell so you never miss another one of these videos. We could never do this without you in these streams, so thank you to everyone who will watch and all of that. Now, gentlemen, it's playoff time, baby.
Best time.
Now, look.
Am I right?
What was that?
Best time of the year.
Best time of the damn year. It is every YouTuber's dream to call playoff games or talk about playoff games or whatever. I still got to upload my NFC AFC predictions. I've been a little behind. But, gentlemen, we've got 2 hot games. But before we get to the playoffs, let's get to the news. Let's talk the Raiders real quick. They fired their GM. Oscar and Duncan, if you guys want to kind of go back and forth, what do we think here? A lot of people are saying that's not a very good idea, boys.
Oscar, you want to start?
You can start. You're the newbie.
Okay.
The channel, so. You're the new face of the channel. You're a new face on the channel, so.
For sure. Well, one thing I'll mention is the Henry Ruggs draft class and who came in that. All we're looking at right now is Bryant Edwards maybe having a solid career for the Raiders for a few seasons, but mainly most of those picks were busts. And that's a big consideration in the front office and determining Mike Mayock's departure. So I'm just saying they had a valid reason. The Raiders, what have they done since they moved to Vegas?
All right, yeah.
What have they done?
To me,
they made the playoffs this year, and that's
and they didn't even win a playoff game.
Well, and not only that, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
Not only that, but what was that? All right, I think it needs to go. Not only that, gentlemen, but you can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Duncan, you good?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh.
It's in and out for some reason.
It's all of our my internet's in and out too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's like when you don't have a $1 billion funded studio on ESPN. So, but not only that, they got to the playoff game, and Oscar and I, Duncan, were watching the Raiders-Chargers game, and Oscar mentioned to me, he said, Raiders are going to do what Raiders do. They were ahead. They were beating up on the Chargers defense. The Chargers defense couldn't stop the offense. Justin Herbert's offense couldn't do much. And what did the Raiders do? They started giving it up. They allowed the Chargers to make that touchdown. They allowed them to get to the overtime, and then in overtime they're allowing more field goals, more chances for the Chargers, and unfortunately Daniel Carlson is clutch. But Duncan, let me get you on this. Our friend Tyler, who couldn't be here, he's a Raiders fan because he's a sad person. I'm just kidding. But I tell him all the time, Raiders could never win with more than a field goal. We've had this debate before where I said, hey, is it possible to win by a field goal? And Oscar said, no, I don't. You really can't really win. But apparently the Raiders proved us wrong, but they cannot win with more than a field goal. Is that your observation too, Duncan?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when talking about the Raiders offense, I mean, they have running game and Josh Jacobs, and they have, Derek Carr ranked in passing yards and stuff. But in terms of like clutch moments, like real playoff games, like we saw this year where the stakes are on the line, I think the Raiders need to make some moves for sure. Definitely in the front office. I know they're doing that, but it's not the best. I mean, so to say, I mean, we're looking at other teams now because the Raiders are out. You know what I mean? They have an off season to work on each other or on the team, but no, I mean, it's not the best right now. Oscar, you want to talk about the Raiders a little bit though?
Yeah. I mean, they like when Henry Ruggs came out in the draft, I was like, because all the hype was about CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, and Jerry Jeudy. And obviously we know, Henry Ruggs with his situation. But that draft class, too, is just disappointing because not only, the Henry Ruggs situation, but, David Arnett got released because he had attained an, illegal firearm or whatever it was. So, John Gruden, everyone was, saying, oh, John Gruden is the Raiders' savior, blah, blah, blah. He likes to win. Look at the end result. I think John Gruden didn't even have a single winning season since his return to, well, let's just say the Raiders organization because they were in Oakland for one of those years. But, John Gruden's not that good of a coach. Happy that he's out of there. I felt bad for Mike Mayock, and just because, he made, he found guys that, thought that would fit his mold or whatever. But we're seeing more and more that's not, they're not the best players. And that's the reason why he got fired. And I love Mike Mayock because when he used to sit down and do draft analysis, I learned a lot from him because he would be very detailed. He would say, this team could use, this player can fit here, here, and here. So that's just something that doesn't sit well with me that, Mike Mayock, even though, his own draft classes were busts, give him I would have said give him another chance, maybe with the right coach. Like I'm hearing that maybe, if the Raiders can find a way to get Jim Harbaugh, a college coach, but also has had success in the NFL before, to come in.
Definitely looking to get back into the NFL.
Yeah. So, I would like to, but it is what it is. Raiders are looking to be starting from scratch.
Yeah, no doubt. So, when you talk about maybe giving him another chance, the Raiders have a all hands on deck mentality right now. So they're really looking to, cut the dead weight, or given everything that's happened this year, they want people who know what they're doing. And I understand Mike Mayock, maybe he deserved a second chance, but from what we've seen from him so far, he just hasn't cut it. And so that's the real decision making that goes on behind the doors or the closed doors of the operations. Yeah. They're thinking about somebody who's been there before or who knows how to scout talent, because I know that's one big thing that they're considering in that role is somebody who knows how to identify talent for players at a young age, so that we can avoid shitty draft classes that we've seen in the past.
Well, and one thing that I also say about the Golden Knights, and I cover the Knights on my channel all the time, Oscar knows, and he knows I've been very, very, very critical of them. Right now they're winning against Tampa Bay. Why the fuck couldn't they win on the other day against Florida? I don't know, or Carolina. Anyway, but the one thing I always say is you can have the guy who's great at scouting guys. He can see talent from a mile away. He can sniff them out. But you've also got to have the right kind of coaching. And we've been talking about this in Cowboy World, the Cowboy Nation, where it's like, okay, well, great, you got DC. You got DQ, Dan Quinn. Not Dairy Queen, but Dan Quinn. And he's great. He's absolutely an amazing defensive coordinator. Better than Mike Nolan, because 2020, oh man, Cowboys were garbage on defense. Okay, right, and we had Andy Dalton on offense. But either way, you got to have good coaching. So let me ask you this, and Oscar, we'll start with you, and then Duncan, you can kind of chime in. I can have the best scouting agents. I can have Duncan scouting out my guys and getting me the best talent. But what good are those talents? This is my argument. What good are those talents if you ain't got the best coaching to really get them to the playoffs?
Well, here's the thing. The scouts can be separate from the coaches, because I remember when Washington in the previous regime, even though their current regime isn't looking too hot either, but anyways, they had this scouter who actually made really great draft selections. Now, like I said, they scouted and they had really good draft selections, and they would produce let me see, Montez Sweat of Washington. He wasn't picked by the coaches or the general manager. He was picked by the scout. The scout had some say about him. The scout had a say in picking Terry McLaurin. So the scout, has the ability to, pick good players. It's up to the coaches to develop those players.
Duncan, what do you think?
Oh, no doubt. Like Oscar said, having a good coach that can take what's given to the organization player wise and go from there, it's super important. John Gruden appeared to be that guy for the Raiders for a while. People thought, oh yeah, John Gruden knows what he's doing. He knows how to get young players like Henry Ruggs in and automatically, show him how to run routes in the NFL, how to translate your play into professional football. But you know what I mean? Maybe his leadership was a little flawed. I mean, I think, given what we found out in his past and stuff, I think that's definitely justified. But Oscar's 100% correct when talking about, having a good coach to handle those young guys and veterans.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You could get the hottest dude and the hottest linebacker and the hottest defensive, back or the best cornerback in the league. But again, you still need a good coach to teach them how to run routes, as you said, do shift in motion, do whatever. And with John Gruden, he was actually a player for Al Davis, right? The father of the current owner.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and I'll skip Bayless. Oscar and I have our problems with him, but if there's one thing he talks about is how he was around John Gruden when he was a lot younger with Al Davis. And Al Davis was the most progressive guy in the NFL. Woman as CEO, a Latino head coach, just absolutely incredible. But and of course he had John Madden. But he talked about how they would get into screaming matches, and John Gruden just always caused trouble. And it's in his character to do so. I mean, to me, just to end the Raiders talk, because this is why people don't view it. Anyway, they're just a mediocre team. You know, and it's fine to lose games or whatever. They're a mediocre team, but their fan base, you know, personally, I have great friends and whatever, but their fan base is annoying. They lose a game, and it's good to stay in high spirits about your team. Hey, they're my guys. But whenever you ask them, like my friend Tyler, Oscar knows him. He's been on the channel. Hey man, what the hell? What up with you Raiders? Oh, we still beat your team. We still beat your team. That was 3 years ago, or that was 3 weeks ago. Don't matter. They deflect. They don't want to answer the questions. But when they win, they're all Raiders. And when they lose, they're all quiet, and they're very annoying. I mean, what? I don't know. That's just my take. They're a mediocre team. I don't see them doing anything anytime soon. They haven't since, 2002, 2003? So, right. 02? Yeah. So again, I personally just don't like the Raiders. You know,
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all. I mean, if you're not from Vegas, you're looking at this franchise as a joke. You know, you're a Cowboys fan, Jason, so you're used to that. But
yeah,
that's how it be. That's really how it be.
Yeah, and you know, people said, "Oh, you like the Los Angeles Kings, and then you went to the Golden Knights." Yeah, but they're a team that was built here. Their arena was built here. Their front office was made here. They got Dan Duva. They got Shane Ma, I think his name is, and Bill Foley and George McVie and Kelly McCrimmon, who are dumbasses. We discussed that the other day, Duncan. And, you know, but it was born and bred in Vegas. Yeah, the guys came from other teams around the league, the Blackhawks, the Ottawa Senators, and all those guys. But, I mean, they were born and bred here. And even before they moved from Oakland, which proves Oakland didn't want them. Well, the A's are trying to move too. But even then, they were still a mediocre team to me. And so they're not going to be doing much anytime soon. Now, Matt Eberflus went to the Chicago Bears. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? I didn't know really who he was.
All I know is that he's the former defensive coordinator from the Colts. That's as far as I know. Colts.
That's right. He's the DC.
I just don't. I honestly don't think that. You know, unfortunately, I'm not a Bears fan, so I don't know, or I'm not a Colts fan. I don't care. You know, ever since Peyton Manning left the Colts or Andrew Luck left the Colts, I really don't pay attention to the Colts. So, but hiring defensive guys, especially the Bears, which they've hired. You know, they had Matt Nagy. Okay, whatever. But like defensive coaches that are defensive minded are not really good. Now you have Bill Belichick, who's the exception, and maybe Ron Rivera when he was with the Panthers. But even though I'm still not, you know, I still hear that Ron Rivera, even with the Panthers, he wasn't all that good. But like, I don't agree with that move just because you have to find a good. Okay, you want to be a coach that's defensive minded. Okay. Find a good offensive coordinator that can develop that young quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you find a coach that's offensive minded, okay, no problem. He can develop, you know, he just hands over the defensive side of the football. Here, you deal with the defense. I got to develop this kid with the offense, you know, here. But when you're a defensive minded, you have to put the responsibility on another person. And if that other person isn't good enough, then obviously the blame will be deflected on you. So that's my thought on that. So,
Mr. Duncan?
Oh, no doubt. One thing I'll just add to what Oscar's saying, because he basically covered it, but, you know, defense is super important. You know, having a guy who knows how to handle it, great, you know. But these are professional players, so, you know, when they're working with their defensive coordinators, it's stuff they've seen 1,000 times. You know what I mean? And adjusting to how plays are run in the NFL is a little different, but offense is the priority. Oscar's right. You know, you need somebody who knows how to handle, not just the offense, but have a good relationship with the quarterback. Having a good relationship with the quarterback is important. If you look at the Buccaneers this year, the relationship between Brady and Antonio Brown seemed, fine.
Seemed up and down.
I mean, it had its ups and downs, but overall, we thought everything was all good in the house of Tampa. Like, we thought Antonio Brown was done, acting a fool and stuff. But clearly, the relationship between Bruce Arians and Antonio Brown wasn't the best because, one little thing that Arians said to him concerning him being injured caused him to quit the team in the middle of a game.
So, yeah. Do you think that's before we get more to the defense? I guess we can move on a little bit. But do you think a lot of people were talking after that incident happened? I went over with Oscar and on the channel, and I said that's a dumbass move. Say what you will about the team, say what you will about whatever you want to your team. Finish the damn game, help them win, and then get out. Fine. But don't do it in the middle of the game, literally getting naked in the fucking game. It's a freaking, Do you think it's a mental health problem that Antonio Brown has, or do you think he's just a guy that acts a fool and that's just his character? Either one of you can answer that.
I'll start on it then. A little bit of both. I think he's taken a lot of hits in his career. Possibly he might have some CTE that we don't know about, and that's a serious disease.
Yeah.
And we see it. We see his actions. You know what I mean? That's not normal. What he does is not normal, and it really isn't really seen before unless it was somebody else who had CTE. But with that said, now that I've got that out of the way, there's this big ego that Antonio Brown has, and he's always had it since his days on the Steelers. You know what I mean? And I think the combination of his ego and what's going wrong with him mentally, it was bound to happen. I don't think he'll sign with another team. I don't see another team signing him.
Yeah.
And if they do, come back to this stream and comment that I'm an idiot. But seriously, but I just don't see him signing with another team because
who would want him? Who wouldn't want no.
Yeah, right, Oscar, and I mean, just and he's apparently suing the Buccaneers for how they released him. Well, I'm sorry, boy, you freaking did what you did, and you acted a fool. You're making noise for no reason. They ain't gonna give you any money, and no court is gonna side with you, because they're gonna see the video. That's my thought, Oscar.
Yeah. I mean, the coach just said, "Hey, go back into the game." He was like, "Okay, no." Even some players were trying to I don't know if Tom Brady was involved in that scuffle, but I know that other players were trying to convince him, "Yo, man, don't do it, don't do it." So I don't is he just also the court case, the way that he was being released, he's also stating that apparently the team forced him to play while injured, which I don't think the team would do because they're, if they force you to play, then that's going to be bad on them. But we'll get to that if it comes to that. But I don't see him he. The Steelers situation, okay, maybe. Well, then looking back at it now, he was just crying because apparently Ben Roethlisberger had a new target or whatever, found a different person to throw to him, and he wasn't getting enough targets. Okay, boo-hoo. I want to get out of here. Fine. The Steelers are like, okay, fine. We'll take your dead cap, get rid of you. Goes to the Raiders, gets into a fight with Mike Mayock. Okay, maybe he asked for that. Goes to the Patriots. We think that maybe Bill Belichick can straighten this dude out. Comes to turn out that he threatened a woman. And then the Buccaneers give him a chance. And then he does that. Then, yeah, maybe, at first it was his ego. But now, something's, definitely wrong. Like,
no doubt.
For him to do, the stuff that he's done, like, and then for him to, and here's the thing, Tom Brady let him stay at his house, and then he goes and calls Tom Brady, even though he is, in my opinion, and Jason, I think you can speak to this too, Tom Brady's just a glory hog. But still, you don't say that to your teammate and to someone that actually was generous enough to give you a place to stay while you look for a place of your own.
Brady is a glory god or hog, what you said, but he also won a Super Bowl for Antonio Brown. You know what I mean?
Basically.
Yeah.
Like, you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Exactly. It's disrespectful, but I also think that he's got some issues going on, and we hope, or at least I hope, that he gets it figured out. In a perfect world, he could get it figured out in the off season and come back next year like, hey, I'm fine now. But that's not how it works. I think his career is over.
It's over. It's over. And that thing with Tom Brady, I hate Tom Brady, and we're going to get to him in a minute. But, he not only that, but he fought for him. Because a lot of people didn't want him, and Tom Brady said, nah, he's good. But also, as you said, their relationship, when they brought in Gronkowski again, they brought in Gronk, apparently Antonio Brown told Tom Brady, so I guess he's your boy now. So he had a problem with another guy being brought in, and he is not a team player. And, like as we said on this channel here right now, ain't no team going to want him. No team is going to want him, especially with they're going to risk being sued. What if another team lets him go? They're now going to risk being sued? I don't see it. Not me. Hell no. Now let's get to Tom Brady, and then we'll get to coaches again. Gentlemen, I'm sure you saw the news today that apparently Tom Brady is retiring. He hasn't made the announcement. I have seen contradicting news. Skip Bayless, by the way, lost his mind. He has 5 years. Anyway.
Wait, you sent that to me because I have not seen that.
Yes. So a thing came out today. ESPN was reporting on it. ABC was reporting on that. Tom Brady, after 22 years, was going to retire.
No, I know that, but I want you to show me the Skip Bayless because I.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you because he has his own show on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
The Skip Bayless show. Yeah. But it's funny. Guys, I don't know what to believe. I want to report that he retired on my channel, but
that's why I haven't reported anything yet, because at first
it's contradicting.
Yeah, because NFL report first, ESPN reported it. I'm like, okay, ESPN, Adam Schefter, from what I hear, loves to report things that early. So like, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna trust ESPN. I wait until NFL breaks out. And if NFL breaks out, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely real. But then one of the YouTubers that I follow was stating, hey, don't get your hopes up just yet, because even though NFL Network and ESPN is reporting it, him and his family hasn't outward said it publicly yet. So that's why I'm not reporting it just yet, because I don't want to, make a video saying goodbye, Brady, because I really don't like. I don't want to say the word hate because hate is strong. I strongly dislike the guy. So that's why I didn't want to do a video on it just yet, because what if he says, false reports? I'm still, I'm not going anywhere.
That could happen.
So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not for sure saying that Brady is retired yet. I mean, he talked about playing, longer before. Possibly the fact that he just lost. He's probably like, I'm done.
Literally everyone, when he lost to the Titans in that wild card game like 2 years ago, like everyone thought, okay, this is it. He's actually done. What did he do? He goes to the Buccaneers.
Exactly. It's not over.
No, you guys are right.
It's like till it's official. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people are saying
the next
family.
Season starts and Brady's not in the league.
And people are saying, "Oh my God, it's for his family. This is that."
For a second, my bad. But yeah, until the season.
They're saying, "Oh, family, oh this, oh that," and look, I mean, Gisele Bundchen's hot. I'm just gonna say that. But they have 2 kids and the one son from the previous relationship in New York. But I would just say I don't know that he's gonna retire yet. I'm gonna wait until the announcement. And if he is, I swear to God, Oscar, I'm celebrating. Now let's talk the Giants. Duncan, do you know anything about this guy, Bryant, that they had hired? I don't even know his last name.
Dable or Dabble, whatever.
Not really. I mean, I can do some more research, because obviously next season we're going to have to start talking about it. But no, I don't know much about him, Oscar. What about you?
So I know that he was the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, and we'll have to wait and see because Giant fans, I know one in particular saying, "Oh, he's not he's don't fall for that crap." Well, obviously, rightfully so, because the Giants have been crap for ever since they've won that Super Bowl, which was what 11 years ago. So they're not falling for the hype, but because people are saying, "Oh, Josh Allen made him." So we'll have to wait and see if he can do the same thing with Daniel Jones that he did with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I really wanted the Bills to win, man. I wanted them to beat Kansas City. They just couldn't get it done. I was really rooting for Gabriel Davis. That guy's a monster.
Yeah, he is. He is. And look, with the Giants, I mean, my Cowboys slaughtered them twice. Once 44-20, and then I forgot the other score, but it was up there too. 21-6. Yeah. So, look, they need a lot of help on that team. And I don't know what John Babel is going to do, or Babel. I have no idea. We'll see for sure. And then Nathaniel Hackett. Denver.
About him,
so this again.
About him, like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see if he is a good product or not. Just because, we don't know if it was just Aaron Rodgers making the coaching staff look good, or if it's actually them. Because even what I heard about Nathaniel Hackett was that he wasn't even making the offensive play calls. It was just the head coach making the play calls. So we'll have to wait and see about him. But from what I'm hearing is that Aaron Rodgers yet again isn't too happy in Green Bay. So maybe he can go to Denver and see if he can actually make Nathaniel Hackett a name.
Yeah. Hey, Oscar, bro, what are some other teams you could see Aaron Rodgers playing for next year? Because obviously I know he wants out.
I know he has a list. I forgot what list. I think one of the lists there was Broncos was one of them. I think the Raiders was another one, unless I'm thinking of another player. Even though I don't think that he's going to go to the Raiders.
No. Come on.
No.
So it's either between him staying in Green Bay or Denver, pull something and he goes to Denver. That's the only way, because he just wants to go.
Well, he likes Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
basically. He likes him, and he said that on Pat McAfee's show or podcast, and he was saying that he loves Nathaniel Hackett. And this is a huge discussion people are having now. Duncan and I spoke to you about this on Thursday. I want to hear the words he choked. I want to hear that Brady choked. Because every time Dak Prescott doesn't do something, he choked, it's done, is he worth that $75 million a year, is this, it's that, and that's a good conversation to have, except it would only be fair if you had that about Aaron Rodgers. You got the baddest man alive. He's one of the best throwers of the football. He's got all these accomplishments and only won Super Bowl. And you got Tom Brady, who's mediocre at best to me, and yet he's been to 9, 10 Super Bowls and won 7 rings. To me, it seems that if he does go, it would be because Nathaniel Hackett's there. Let's say he leaves Green Bay. Everyone's saying, well, if he leaves Green Bay, they ain't going to be the top dogs in the division anymore. Nobody's going to ever fear Green Bay again unless they get a really good quarterback. Is there a chance? Is there any chance for him to succeed with the Broncos?
No, but I'll let Oscar talk on that.
I mean, he could, because here's the thing: the Broncos have established weapons. I mean, what's holding the Broncos back is actually good quarterback play. Because you saw, Peyton Manning before he got there, the Broncos were mediocre. When Peyton Manning shows up, what do? They go to 2 Super Bowls, win 1, and then after Peyton Manning retires, they're crap again. So I honestly think that if Rodgers does go, because the weapons are there, it's not like Green Bay where he's throwing to just Devontae Adams. Like, he's just throwing to the Devontae Adams, like, all the time. Like, the Broncos have like a plethora. They actually have a good run game. So and they actually have a good defense. The Packers defense is a little suspect. They have their good games, and the next thing you know, they give up 38 points the next. Then they can give up.
They played good in the playoffs. You give them that.
Yeah. So
if I'm not wrong, Oscar, you can correct me. In summary, Oscar's saying, look, they've got the weapons that he needs. All they need to do is put the quarterback in the slot, and boom. There are the Broncos, because look at Peyton Manning. They went 2 in the Super Bowl. They're 1-2 in the Super Bowl. Well, 1 for 2. Duncan, I mean, you don't think he would succeed. And before I let you go on, they were saying on Get Up and ESPN First Take everywhere, well, hey, the first year, and Oscar explained this very well to me as well. Hey, the first year we were saying, oh my God, he doesn't have his weapons. Second year, well, he's got kind of some of his weapons, but not all the way. Sorry performance last year. That's one of Oscar's highest viewed. In fact, it is his highest viewed video. And then you have this year where he has all of his weapons, and yet they don't go to the Super Bowl. So in the Broncos, picture Aaron Rodgers, the Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett in the Broncos. Give me your analysis of that, of why he won't succeed there, Duncan.
I just think I'm not saying he won't succeed. I might have made it seem like that. If he goes to the Broncos, they'll make the playoffs, and they'll probably make it to the championship game or something. When I say that he's not going to succeed, I mean that he's not going to go all the way. I just don't think he has the gene to be a 3-ring, 4-ring quarterback. I think he got his 1 Super Bowl, and that was he has great regular season numbers, and I know he's only passing to Adams and in Green Bay, but truthfully, I don't think he has the clutch gene to close, even though he has his weapons.
That's a good point.
I think it's his age, or
no, because he's always been like that. Like, dude, like the year that he won the Super Bowl, he basically had no competition. Like, he beat.
I mean, it was the Steelers.
No. But to get to the Super Bowl, sorry.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl, he had no competition. Like, he beat the Eagles with Michael Vick. Okay, whatever. That was probably his toughest competition. He beats the Falcons, who are now known as March 20th will always be known as a holiday because of them. And then he beat like a no-name quarterback to get to the Super Bowl when him and the Packers beat the Bears. And I don't know what happened with the Steelers in that game where they just slipped up, because the Steelers were, I was kind of rooting for the Packers that one year because the Steeler fans were getting on my nerves. My dad's a Steelers fan, so he was really getting on my nerves. So I really wanted the Packers to win just to shut him up. But But, that was just very disappointing for Aaron Rodgers. They made the game close, but by the time they did that, it was already too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. It really is. Now, gentlemen, I got to go do something really quickly for about maybe 30 seconds. If you could ad-lib on this question. Look, if he does go, what's the percentage? How many stars do you give it and why that, okay, Aaron Rodgers is going to go?
3 out of 5. That's mine. Just because he'll put him in a position to win. I just don't think.
Yeah, I would say 3 out of 5 too. Just because. Yeah, I say 3.
Take away from it.
Yeah, I say 3 out of 5 too. Just because I don't know if the Packers. Because here's the thing: the quarterback that they have, Jordan Love. I think that with the performance that he had in that one game, didn't convince the Packers. So I think, because here's the thing. The reason why the Packers were so easily able to move on from Brett Favre is because they had Aaron Rodgers. I'm not too convinced with Jordan Love, so I think that they need to find another quarterback that can be Aaron Rodgers' era or whatever. And until they have that in place, I don't think they're going to let him go.
It's a tricky situation, right? And remember when he said, someone pointed this out, Shannon Sharp pointed this out, and they were saying, oh my God, remember when he was, last year he had Green Bay fans at his feet, oh please Aaron, please, don't leave, please. And he stays. Remember Oscar and Duncan, they were having that Aaron Rodgers might leave Green Bay, he might leave Green Bay, oh my God. And then he stays. It came to like preseason, he's like, all right, fine, I'll stay. In the middle of preseason is what I remember.
Yeah.
He's got Green Bay kissing at his feet one more time. This is I do give it about three stars that he'll go. But again, he's got Green Bay too. And lastly, Dan Quinn is staying with the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is the best move. But it could also be the Broncos didn't give him his job. He wanted to work with the manager of the Denver Broncos. I don't remember his name. I don't think he wanted to work for the Bears. He didn't want to work for Jacksonville because he denied that.
No, it's the reason why Dan Quinn wasn't hired quickly enough was because Nathaniel Hackett. This is what I've read on reports. I don't know where I got this from though. I think it was like ESPN or something. But the reason why Nathaniel Hackett got the job was because I guess he impressed so much, and since he was gonna go interview for the Jacksonville Jaguars job. And they thought, oh heck no! Like we prefer him now over the potential of him losing him now, like later, is not worth the risk. So that's why they moved quickly on Nathaniel Hackett, because I think Dan Quinn was gonna get like a second interview or something, but because Nathaniel Hackett blew them out of the water, like wowed them, they couldn't pass up an opportunity of getting him.
I mean, is he even going to be a good coach? We're going to have to see on that. And the Bears, I don't think he wanted to work for the Bears. I really don't. And Miami, he could have gone to Miami. That was a huge opportunity for him. The Giants, the New York Giants, who they just hired Brian Babel or whatever, Babel. Everyone said that, Dan Quinn might go there because it's in New Jersey. It's in that area. He's from that area. I didn't buy that. But everyone in Dallas was thinking, holy crap. Sugar honey iced tea. They're gonna, it's 3.5 stars because everyone said, well look, he's probably gonna leave if Jerry Jones don't show him the money, meaning up his salary, give him that pay, or make him head coach.
Just heads up though, he may wanna, there's still a job opening that he could get because it recently opened up earlier this week, and that's the Saints.
That is true. But from what everyone on ESPN is saying, Colin Cowherd, I think is his name, he said nah, he doesn't see him going to the Saints, and I don't either. Especially because rumors are coming out that Jerry Jones pulled some money out of his pocket and said, "Do you want this or not?" So he kept Mike McCarthy, that dumbass who doesn't challenge calls. He doesn't call timeouts when he needs to. He keeps running the same third down screens and running up the middle and all those bull crap plays. And he's keeping Mike McCarthy. I'm not sure what's going to go down there, but I'm sorry. Dan Quinn said, I want to help you get to the Super Bowl. I said it in my video that I posted the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, get the Super Bowl. If you're a Dallas fan, get the Super Bowl out of your head, out of your ears, out of your mouth. It ain't happening. Not in the next 2 years, at least. They're gonna do the same shit. Oh my God, they're winning. They're gonna win the NFC East, and then they get to the wild card. No. Now with Rodgers out, he could possibly get the number 1 seed and get that bye. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get to the playoffs. I know I spent a lot of time on news. That is my fault. I just had to get these two gentlemen know the most about football. I don't. Guys, we got the 49ers and the Rams. Let's go there. We got a Rams fan in Duncan.
Yep.
So.
And I followed them in their latter years in St. Louis casually. But when they moved to my city, a lot of people call me a bandwagon. I get it. But they moved to my city, and I had to start rooting for them.
So I have a question. Are you an LA Chargers fan too?
Hell no. I don't like Chargers fans either. They bug me. They really do. I feel better at SoFi. Damn, I do watch. But no, we got 49ers Rams action tomorrow. I'm personally looking forward to it. But from an unbiased standpoint, I don't think it's just going to be, obviously I think, the Rams are favored and that everyone can agree on that. But I don't think it's just going to be handed away for them. I think they're going to have to work on the running game. Deebo Samuels is a beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not just going to be a 26-3 win for the Rams. It's going to be close for sure.
Well, let me ask you this, and I agree with you. It's going to be a high-scoring game to me. I think that's going to be one hell of a game. They have won. Your Rams have lost 6 in a row to San Francisco. Jimmy G has been there for 5 in a row, and or 5 out of them, and Nick Mullins won one of the games as well. So, what's your confidence level now that you know that stat that they've won 6 in a row against you guys?
I'm 60% confident we can win. I say that because, that's on a wing and a prayer, of course. But Stafford he's really showing out right now, and OBJ, the chemistry is certainly improving with OBJ.
Odell's great.
I mean, look at Cooper Kupp's numbers this year. They're different. You know what I mean? They're just different.
and when Stafford got to Cooper Kupp got to Kupp going downfield, got him into the field goal range, and that's what a lot of people say. Oh, well, Matthew Stafford's not going to do great. Look what happened at the end, because your Rams defense did unravel a little bit in the last game in the fourth quarter. I'm trying to be friendly to you, man, but you can't blame that. You cannot blame that.
We almost pulled the Falcons.
You almost pulled the Falcons where you're up and but I mean, you cannot blame that on Matthew Stafford, because Matthew Stafford got through 2 huge passes, got you to the field goal range, and you guys won the game. But it was your defense. It proved me wrong, but I feel like it was your defense that almost gave that game up for you.
Definitely.
It was Cam Akers too. Cam Akers fumbled.
That fumble. And then somebody else fumbled too.
I think Cooper Kupp fumbled.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp fumbled, and so that was crazy. Now, Duncan, what are your top 3 things the Rams have got to do to fix those holes that you noticed in the last game?
Stay consistent. Absolutely. Like, they had a great first half. They scored touchdowns. OBJ got one. They had a great first half, but then they just sort of let it go. And it was actually on it was Stafford who had the miscue on the second fumble, I believe. I think he started to slow down there for a little bit. He picked it up at the end, but I think it's just staying consistent on both defense and offense and not allowing great quarterbacks who are in the playoffs for a reason to come back and do what they always do. Like Brady is, in my opinion, going to be the GOAT for a minute. And it's just never over with Brady. They allowed them back in the game, and they very well could have lost it. So I think just stay consistent. If they need to hold back in the first half, like instead of scoring 21 points in the first half and finding all the breaks in the defense early, and maybe focus on the running game early, and trying to put themselves in a good position where they're fresh in the second half and can stay consistent. I think they have a good chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
What kind of plays do you think they need to run? Do you think, what's your defense got to do to control Debo? What's Jimmy G and his offense got to do to control the defense?
They're going to be blitzing a lot. They got to blitz. Jimmy Garoppolo is great because he hands the ball off. You know what I mean? He's great because he has an unbelievable running game. I'm not saying that he's useless on the pass game, but Deebo Samuel's in the running game is the reason why he's there. I think that the Rams defense needs to focus on the running game, but don't get too lazy and allow Kittle and allow Kittle to get open. Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy G isn't all that good of a quarterback, to be honest. Like, I was surprised. Like, technically, let's be honest here. Jimmy Garoppolo did not win that game against the Packers.
Hell no.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't.
Don't give me the. Well, he threw the clutch passes at the end of the game. Okay, but before that, they probably, if the 49ers had an elite, or even maybe like a Russell Wilson or someone like that, that game probably would have not been close. Like, put Tom Brady in Jimmy Garoppolo's spot.
Oh man,
it would have been a blowout. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about Tom Brady, he ain't the GOAT. I'm sorry, Duncan, but he's not. Once you cheat, once you cheat, I don't give a damn if you had the best QBR rating. I don't care if you completed 90% of your passes. I don't care if you got 12 Super Bowl rings and you are just the man. You cheat to me, your greatness is gone. He gets what he wants. I bet you he buys off the refs. He cries like a little bitch, like a little baby. But aside, say what I will about Tom Brady. You put him in that spot, as Oscar said. Yeah, you guys are right. It will be a blowout. Jimmy G. The one thing that Jimmy G and Matthew Stafford have in common, they can get in each other's way, in their own way.
I think I said that. I was I said this because Matthew Stafford. Here's the thing. To be fair to Matthew Stafford, he was associated with a poverty franchise for the first 10 years of his career. So, he's not used to winning and playing in big moments. So, but either way, this still goes the same. The Rams will win if he can just stay out of his own way and not, throw those bad interceptions, doesn't hold, get sacked or whatever, because I think, he's known for fourth quarter comebacks when he was with the Lions. I think it was in 2015 or 2016 or something like that. But he has plays where you're like, really, dude, you really had to do it that way. You really had to throw it that like that. Number one. Number two, the defense needs to put pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo and shut down the running game, because
they need to sack the shit out of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Basically, put the 49ers in third and longs, because the Broncos, the Packers actually put Jimmy G in third and 10 plus situations, and the 49ers couldn't do anything. So that's number two. Number three, I had a good number three. Man. Oh, just, don't don't fumble the football. Cam Akers can't fumble the football. And here's the thing: don't say, "Well, he's rusty. He's rusty because he's coming off of an injury." Okay, but if you say you're ready to play, you better be ready to play. Don't be putting the injury. Like if you're saying that you're injured and you're not 100%, then why are you playing?
Exactly.
Well, that's like Zeke too, because the Zeke wasn't 100%, and we all saw that on the field. Now the one thing that the Rams love to do, and Duncan, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm not as knowledgeable in football as you both, but one thing your defense loves to do is get to the quarterback. How do you get to the quarterback? You create space, you create gaps. Only problem is, well, that creates a problem because then the 49ers have time.
That's right. That's another thing. The 49ers offensive line is talented. They got like Trent. They got Trent Williams, like probably like the best left tackle, right now. Like I'm still bummed out that he couldn't, make amends with Washington, and Washington basically traded him away for a bag of chips. If Washington was smart, they could have gotten like maybe a first or second round pick for him, but no, they decided to trade him like day 3 of the draft, only get like a 4th round pick and then a 3rd round pick. Like, are you kidding me? So like, they have to bring pressure and sack, but like that's gonna be hard to do with the offensive line that the 49ers have.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, they got to put pressure on Jimmy G, which is very easy. But again, his offensive linemen are really going to do well protecting him. I do think so. Oscar, I'm going to ask you, and I'm teetering. I was for sure, hey, 49ers are going to win. And then I spoke to Duncan, and this dude here made me doubt myself. And then I saw a bunch of analysis from a bunch of YouTubers and ESPN and all these guys who know way more about football than I do. And I'm like, So, Oscar, Rams or 49ers? Who's winning tomorrow? Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Just go ahead and say it.
Duncan, don't do it, Duncan. You don't have to say Rams just because
I like both teams. That's the tough part.
I mean, I've never liked the 49ers, but I can't deny their talent.
Yeah, and their head coach is actually pretty decent too.
Well, he's got Kyle Shanahan, and his dad was Mike Shanahan.
I'm gonna say Rams, but I would not be surprised if the 49ers win, just because if the 49ers win by chance, it's because the Rams offense, either Matthew Stafford or Cam Akers, fumbled the football or threw an interception, and that's what gave the 49ers life.
You think they'll do like a fumble recovery on the 49er side? If there's a fumble recovery? Okay.
I mean, that's the only way that I see the 49ers beating the Rams. Just as Jimmy G did not I probably would have said like what Jimmy G did against the Cowboys. I've been like, okay, yep, definitely 49ers. But after the 49ers performance this past weekend, no, I'm not convinced that Jimmy G's going to...
Even though he's gone, what, 70% of his passes or something like that?
No, I don't care.
I don't care either.
Yeah.
I'm glad, Oscar, that you said the Rams are going. I really thought you were going to I really thought you were going to say the 49ers. That's why I said just say it earlier, because I thought you were going to say the 49ers. But
no, I was torn because, like I said, I like the 49ers defense, but the quarterback play is a little suspect. But at the same time, the Rams almost gave away a 24-point lead. So
against Tom Brady, though, and can we go back to that for a second, though? So
yeah.
You really don't think that Brady is the GOAT, and that's fair.
Here's the sad part. I was this close to admitting it. Like, I was literally about to, because I don't think he's the GOAT either. But I was this close to finally admitting it. Because here's the thing, and this is what I told you too. You come back from 25 points down in a big game, okay, whatever. Peyton Manning has done that before. But you do that twice in big moments, that's very rare.
Yeah. It's GOAT status performance.
I can't give it to you, man. I don't think he's a GOAT.
You brought up the cheating, and of course you're referring to
he's cheated twice. They're the ones who had the cameras and they were spying on the other teams, and then they had the deflated balls against the Ravens. And you can't even ask Tom Brady about it. If you're a reporter and you ask Tom Brady, the PR person will end the interview right then and there. They won't even give you a warning, and you will never get to interview Tom Brady again, which is why Skip Bayless licks his balls all the time, and so that he can have a Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Okay, he's not the greatest.
That's what I don't like about.
Okay, so
that's what I don't like about. Sorry, that's why I don't like Skip Bayless, because when he really likes them, he addresses them by their full name, like Thomas Edward Brady Jr. I'm like, okay, Dak Prescott is Dakota
Rain Prescott.
Huh?
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, that's what I really don't like Skip Bayless for that. Like, you can tell when he really likes someone and when he really doesn't like someone.
Yeah, he called Aaron Rodgers a fraud in the playoffs. I don't know if you can call Tom Brady a fraud in the playoffs, but he's a fraud this year, ain't he?
Yeah, this year he's a fraud. But okay, so let's try something here. Let's cancel out one of his rings for the Deflategate. Now we're looking at 6. Okay, now with the cameras and the sign stealing or whatever it was, cancel out another.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't when that report came out. He didn't even win a Super Bowl that Super Bowl that year that happened.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so if we cancel out, say, 1 or 2 Super Bowls, we still have the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. We still have
28-3.
28-3. Yeah, that's right. We still have a guy that in his 40s went to a different team than the franchise he was with for 20 years and wins a Super Bowl with them in the first year. No cheating, no nothing, against a great quarterback in Mahomes, maybe a depleted offensive line, but still, I mean...
Oh, that was a terrible performance. Me and Oscar
Mahomes was running for his life the whole time, but still, it's undeniable. He's the GOAT. Come on now.
Oh, my God. I liked you, man. I liked you, Duncan. Look, to me...
He's the GOAT, though. Come on.
No, to me... Hold on. Let's take my Dodgers. Our Dodgers. I love the Dodgers. My family's been Dodgers since, I think, the 60s or earlier. If the whole Dodgers organization, from Magic Johnson on down, Roberts and Kershaw and Buehler and Greinke, all these guys, or Mookie, all these guys were cheating, and that's how scandal came out, I would stop being a Dodger fan. It would be really hard to not be a Dodger fan. But to me, if you cheat to get to the World Series, trash throws. If you cheat even once, to me, if you're so great, why do you have to cheat? If you're so great, you are the baddest dude alive. You are Tom fucking Brady.
Okay.
Why do you have to cheat if you're so great? And even most of the things he gets. Look, when the Cowboys played him, Cowboys lost that game. We have to be fair. They fucking lost that game. Greg the leg freaking couldn't make that kick. And Cowboys, they started that pattern of letting the officials call the game. Every time they made a play, there was a holding call. Every single time. And Brady got everything he wanted. And that's exactly what happens in almost every game except this last one. And you can say, oh, there's other games where he didn't get everything he wanted. He cries like a little girl. And he gets whatever he wants. He ain't a great player. I'm sorry. Is he talented? Absolutely. If you cannot deny that. He's not the GOAT.
Okay, so the Astros, because that's what we're comparing this to. We're comparing this to the Astros cheating.
I'm just comparing it to any cheater, but sure, let's go there.
Okay, yeah, no, let's use the Astros as this example, though. If they were to go on to win 3 more World Series in the next 5 seasons without cheating, okay?
Jason will have a heart attack if that happens.
I would too. Honestly, I would stop watching baseball.
I'm telling you that right now. Jason will have a heart attack if that happens.
I would stop watching baseball for sure.
The announcers will just say, we'll say the Astros won a World Series. Jason, last gasp.
That's true. I won't survive. Anyway.
Yeah, but of course, this is hypothetical. If that really was to happen, I'd probably just give up on baseball altogether. But okay, so in a hypothetical world,
I haven't even given baseball a chance. So
I don't blame you. It's kind of a boring sport to watch if you don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not on this. I'm not in the same. I'm not alone in saying that.
No, I love watching baseball. I just agree that if you're not into it, then it's not for you. I played baseball and all that. I mean, it's fun playing it, but
I mean, Oscar's boring, so he fits. I'm just.
I mean, I enjoy playing. Like, I enjoy playing it, but watching it is just another thing. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'll turn a Dodger game on in the regular season for like 3 innings, and then move on with my day. But no,
dude, I watched the whole damn game.
Stop lagging, or it stops lagging. Okay, going back to the hypothetical. So the Astros say win the next 3 World Series. Are we still gonna look at them as a shitty franchise that cheated if they win 3 world? I mean, are we,
dude? What? Once you cheat, you are a cheater. Look at Lance Armstrong. Now, he cheated multiple times, right?
If that's your only legacy, if that's your only takeaway that you cheated, then yeah, get out of the Hall of Fame. You're not welcome here. But Brady went on to win more Super Bowls, and he went on to have the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, finishing with 7 rings.
That was clutch. That 28-3 win, I remember watching that going, I feel like everyone said, they're done. And I said, I don't know, man. Brady looks angry. And all of a sudden, because Dan Quinn was under 500, but he got them there. He was 28-3 over, quote, the GOAT, end quote. And all of a sudden, he comes back, and I'm going, oh, shit.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, I remember I was, doing some, I was in school and in Richmond, and where I live, it's like an hour and a half away. So I would stay at the dorms, and I guess like other students were watching the Super Bowl. When I saw 28-3, I'm like, oh, okay, game over. So I go walk off and I go hang out with other friends who weren't watching the Super Bowl. So like we were just, having a good time, like talking, goofing off or whatever. Next thing you know, I come out of the room to step out to go, get a phone call, and I'm like all curious because I'm still hearing the game going on. I'm like, I wonder how much how much the Falcons are actually like beating the Patriots now. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, what's the score? And they're like, the Patriots are leading the Patriots are trailing 28-20 with like 2 minutes left. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, I gotta go see if the Falcons have the ball, then yeah, game over. But I know it was the Patriots that had the ball. I'm like, oh, are they legit about to do this?
I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think the NFL should change the overtime rule?
I'm not very knowledgeable on this, so Oscar.
Okay, so Jason, to give you a little feedback, so way back in like in the early 2000s, the playoff rule consisted of this: first team to get the ball, if the first team that gets the ball kicks a field goal, they win. There's no, the other team won't get a chance. Then they changed the rule in, I think, like 2011, 2012, where the team to first touch the ball in overtime needs to score a touchdown. And if they don't score a touchdown, or if they kick a field goal, that'll still give the other chance to score a touchdown, win the game. So that's been the rule since then. So now the rule obviously still stands. Yeah. And now we see, because it happened to Patrick Mahomes when the Patriots won their last Super Bowl, when the Patriots got the ball, they scored a touchdown, and Patrick Mahomes never got the chance to, score a touchdown of his own. And then it happened again here with Josh Allen, where Patrick Mahomes got the ball first, and Josh Allen didn't get a chance to even out the score.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's the fact that somebody's having an unbelievable game, making it close. Mahomes was having an unbelievable game. Everybody's looking at his 5 passing touchdowns and stuff. Then you look at Josh Allen and how him and Gabriel Davis were able to put up a historic performance, and then all of a sudden, boom, no chance in overtime. It's over.
Here's the thing with Patrick Mahomes, when that happened, the Chiefs defense was crappy. And here's the thing, Patrick Mahomes at least went down the field and got the field goal to get them into overtime. Me personally, if there's 13 seconds on the clock, and you just need to make sure that the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs can get into field goal range. If you can't do that, then you're really asking for it to lose. Like, I'm sorry, but 13, like, if it was a minute and a half, okay, whatever. It is what it is. But 13 seconds?
I know. I said earlier in the stream, I said I really wanted the Bills to win. And when they choked that lead with 13 seconds left, that was my first initial thought. I'm like, I was rooting for y'all the whole game. And now you're just going to let it go with 13 seconds left? You deserve this. But, obviously when they did end up losing, I was like, man, like that overtime rule is bullshit.
I just say keep it the way it is, just because you obviously get to see the mentality of the defense. Like if they can't I understood why they changed the rule in the first place. Like, all the other team needs to do is kick a field goal, and if the kicker's a really good kicker, you're just gonna stop them like maybe at the 35-40 yard line. So that's, I agreed with them changing the rule where they need to get a touchdown to end the game.
Yeah.
If you can't, if you can't stop a touchdown on that first drive, then you obviously deserve to lose. Because,
yeah, and Oscar's right there.
No doubt.
And with the Chargers and the Raiders, I'm gonna go back there. I know that wasn't a Super Bowl game. That was the first round. I think it was the first round, right?
No, it was the last game of the season to get into the.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Had this rule not existed, well, the Chargers would have had zero chance. I'm sorry, but they wouldn't have. They were not going to score that touchdown. And if even just that field goal, they wouldn't have. No, I think we do need to keep the game the same way. Keep the rule the same way. There are other rules we can look at. I don't think changing the rule is a good idea. You need to be able to stop a touchdown. That's just to me.
Before we end this, I think we should talk about the Bills and the.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Because we've been
gentlemen,
so much time on this game, on the other game.
Yeah, so gentlemen, we got Mr. I don't know the Bengals, but we got Mr. Patrick Mahomes, who had a miserable, sad Joe Burrow. Oh my God, I knew it was Joe Burrow. Mahomes had a miserably sad and awful game. Oscar remembers me screaming my ass off because I was mad that Brady was going to win again. So let's talk the Bengals at the Chiefs. My prediction on that game, I'll give it to the Rams, but I think 49ers have a very good chance. On this game here, Bengals, Chiefs. Duncan, what's your analysis of this? And ladies and gentlemen,
Oscar, you start. I just gotta go get something real quick.
Oh,
sure. All right.
Me personally, it's a rematch from when the Chiefs and the Bengals faced off. I think it was like week 15 or week 16, and Joe Burrow was just putting Patrick Mahomes to shame. And even though the Chiefs made a comeback at the end, it wasn't enough. So, I honestly think that the Chiefs will have the extra motivation to win. like I said, these two games are really hard to pick winners because I pick one, but I always say I wouldn't be surprised if the other one. Now, it would be cool if the Bengals actually win, because people are going to say if Bengals win, then it's going to be a boring Super Bowl. I don't think so. I think it would be cool because the Bengals have been mediocre for 30 plus years. And for them to, and last year, they didn't have a good season either. Granted, they lost their quarterback due to injury, but still, even with Joe Burrow, it was still questionable. But if the Bengals do win, then that'll be very cool because from a poverty franchise for 30 plus years to, people giving you an underdog and saying you ain't going to win, crap. Joe Burrow isn't going to be your future. This head coach is you're not going to win anything with this head coach. Then obviously they would be proven wrong because they obviously went to a Super Bowl with them. So, but I honestly do think that the Chiefs will win the same because they'll have that extra motivation after the Bengals embarrassed them the first time around.
Well, yeah, and it'll also be at their home in Kansas City. If there's one thing that Tony Romo mentioned in the last broadcast with the Chiefs and the Bills, with him and all of them, Kansas City gets extremely loud, really, really loud, which makes communication a problem.
I think that they were like one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL.
Yeah, and they do it on purpose because they want whenever the other team has the ball because they want you to screw up, they want you to mess up. That was a crazy ass game, yards going everywhere. A touchdown here, a touchdown there. This guy gets sacked, that guy gets. It was insane. It was a classic. So, but I give it to the Chiefs as well. They're a 7-point favorite. I think 7.5 point favorite according to Fox Sports bet books. Fox Sports books, and you can bet on it. I think the Bengals are hungry.
No doubt.
For a team that man, we haven't been there for 31 years. Yeah, they are hungry, but I'm sorry. I know Duncan, you told me the other day that you think it's gonna be Rams at Bengals. I honestly, if the Rams do go to the Super Bowl, which I guess I'll predict they'll win, but I still think
it's actually gonna be Bengals at Rams because the Super Bowl
is
in Rams home.
In Rams home, but
years ruined it for everyone. They had to host a Super Bowl in their own.
I know, and this will be the second possibly. But again, I have to give it to the Chiefs. I just do. Now, where do you think each team has their struggles and where they need? Let's go with you, Duncan. Both teams. Let's list their struggles, their weaknesses, and what they need to do to fix it. How is it going to affect them against this other team?
I think both teams are fresh right now, but one big struggle. I guess. Can I talk on what they need to do?
Yeah.
So to say.
Yeah.
That if the Chiefs have any chance of winning this game, they need to make sure that it doesn't come down to a kick, a field goal, because Evan McPherson.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Evan McPherson could make a 56-yard field goal. I feel like he could. And if it comes down to and that's really what I've been noticing in the playoffs this year, that a lot of games are coming down to can they make the game-winning field goal and can they not? I think Mahomes is going to slow down. That's truly what I think is going to happen. I think he's not passing for 5 passing touchdowns this game like he's been doing in the past. I think it's going to be close. And given that it's going to be close, I think the Bengals will have the edge, honestly, in closing it out. I know it sounds crazy. And again, you can come back to the stream tomorrow and call me an idiot. But, Joe Burrow, it's a second year. He comes in, the Bengals were struggling with Andy Dalton. That was weird. But Joe Burrow came in and he's just turned that franchise around. Honestly, it's different because we're not used to the Bengals being in this situation. But I think they have the mentality and the clutch gene to pull it off. We'll see.
Oscar?
I mean, the Chiefs, their defense is just defense needs to step up because their defense they're like the Green Bay Packers. They can have really good games and they can have really bad games. And I don't know, they're missing one of their key cornerbacks, and I don't know if he was cleared yet because I haven't kept up with the injury report. In what's this guy's name? They call him Honey Badger, but the defense is suspect. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes in that offense. You know Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Edwards-Helaire, can do anything. The Bengals, I haven't kept track of a lot of Bengals games, to be honest. So I don't know much, what's their weaknesses and what's their strengths, and I can't judge them off of, playoffs because, playoffs, it's all for all the marbles. So, positions will step up when they need to. So I'm just going to say that the Bengals just got to be smart and not give Patrick Mahomes a chance at a game-winning drive, because we saw what happened with the Bills. The Chiefs were able to go down and put the game away. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that conversation.
Yeah. That's a good point, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I both quarterbacks are great. I really do like both quarterbacks. I like Patrick Mahomes. And I do think the Chiefs are going to win, but again, when you get a team that is as hungry as these guys, look at the Nats. I know this is not football, but look at the Nats in 2019. Those dudes were hungry. They were
the Titans, who everyone said that they were going to get bounced out in the first round in 2019, and then they beat the Patriots, and they beat the Ravens, who were like the number 1 seed that one year. They fell flat against the Chiefs, but they were basically underdogs, and they made it to a championship game.
Exactly. And, and by the way, Duncan, the Astros have gone this 2021 and 2019 to the World Series. And what do you know? They lost both times. See what happens when they don't cheat? I'm still, as a Dodgers fan, I am bitter as hell. Clayton Kershaw never got hit like that.
I think
ever.
About it a lot. I think about World Series Game 5 like once a day, honestly.
As a Dodger fan, it's. But and you see them lose, and you're like, see? And that game-ending home run that ended their hopes. I was happy the Braves beat them at home. I know they beat my Dodgers, but they deserved it. But look,
I was happy about that too. And when Soler hit that, remember when Soler hit that home run in Game 6?
Yeah,
that was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I was gorgeous. I was hot. That was amazing.
The crowd just going dead silent after that.
Dead silent, just quiet. I'm like, your franchise is trash, and you ain't. They're good at getting the World Series, but without cheating, they ain't good at all in the World Series. Aside from that, going back to football, like I said, I'm very confident saying the Chiefs are going to win, but do not underestimate the Bengals. Don't, because you can't. And now on the 49ers Rams, man, I'm still teetering. I think it'll be the Rams, but as Oscar said, I won't even be surprised at all if the 49ers, do so. The Rams fumble the ball, the Rams or the 49ers recover it. Whatever happens, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think it'll be Chiefs at Rams. That's what I think is going to happen. Bengals at Rams would be a very interesting Super Bowl. But, man, I would be curious.
An interesting Super Bowl would be Bengals at 49ers. Two randoms.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like they're like everyone's like the favorites are the Buccaneers to repeat. Like 9 months later, oh, the Bengals and the 49ers, we were way off.
And they haven't been in a few years. Well, I think Deebo Samuels and Kelsey, Bosa, and Jimmy G, they won't have a problem against the Bengals. I don't have it, right? Now, 49ers at Chiefs, or Chiefs at and 49ers at the Ram Stadium, that would be a great rematch.
Yeah, that would be a great rematch
for sure.
Yeah.
Because
if it wasn't,
and by the way,
if Jimmy G would have completed that pass, I don't think the Chiefs would have won that Super Bowl, to be honest.
No. Yeah, and they were down too in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Was it 28-10? No,
it was 20-10.
20-10. And then the Chiefs just come back up. I remember watching the Super Bowl going, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, Jimmy. Like I said, they could have
Gag
28-10, but again, he missed that throw.
Well, Jimmy Gag, you know.
What did Jimmy Garoppolo in that game? I think Jimmy Garoppolo was comfortable with that lead. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we got this. You know, kind of like, you know.
Well, that's what I said about my Cowboys. You know, they bought their own effing hype, and then they got to Denver, Colorado, and they lost to the Broncos. And it's because all these guys are buying their own hype. And you need a head coach to go, hey, Dak, Zeke, Pollard, you know, Diggs, all you guys, Parsons, you guys are, I don't know, you guys have lost the last 3 games. Put those behind you. You need to get, no, coach, we won. You lost. I need you to be hungry, right? So, aside from that's another debate.
Same thing for Washington, because Washington, they won 4 straight. They got to 6-6, and I literally said this. I was like, look, you got 5 games, all NFC East opponents. Don't think you're gonna make it to the playoffs, because you know when you're facing and plus when it's Dallas twice and the Eagles twice, and both of them are in playoff contention, it's gonna be tough. And everyone like, "Oh, you're so pessimistic." I was like, "No. Like, why do you think Washington started 2-6?
Because they suck." No,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone was like, they were like, I got backlash from other YouTubers. They're like, "Why don't you like Taylor Heineke?" I'm like, well, or they asked me, what would you grade Taylor Heineke? I was like, D. I would give him a D. And they were like, why? I'm like, sole purpose. He started 2-6, 6-6. Let's be honest. The Raiders, Washington should have lost to the Raiders. They should have lost to the Raiders. I don't know how they
Raiders
beat Tom
do what
Brady.
Raiders do.
I don't know how they beat Tom Brady. Like, I don't know what happened to Tom Brady that game. What was a close game? They were trying to give the game away to the Seahawks, and they were in control of that game. And then the Panthers, I don't know what the Panthers. Like, the only clean win that they had were basically those 2 games against the Panthers and the Buccaneers. But other than that, they should have lost those other games.
Yeah. Very tricky on all of our teams. Now, gentlemen, we are make sure you stay on after I end the stream. But we are going to leave it here. But first, make sure you guys are watching both games tomorrow, wherever you are. The 49ers at the Rams. Well, 49ers and Rams. Where are they playing tomorrow?
It's going to be a hell of a day. I mean,
it is good.
So the first game is going to be Bengals Chiefs in Arrowhead. So Chiefs Stadium.
Arrowhead.
Yeah. What time do they play? I think they play at.
You're West Coast, right?
Yeah, he's with me.
12 p.m.
12
your time.
I actually got to get up early. Oh.
And then the 40 and then the
I wake
Rams.
I wake up at 8 p.m. every day.
That's right, me too.
And then the Rams 49ers game is at 3 p.m. your time. Or sorry, not 3 p.m. 6. They say 6:30. They say 6:30, but they really mean that the game is going to start at 6:40, so 3:40 your time.
So basically, we're gonna be done at like 3:15 here, Duncan. We have like a 15-minute break, and then we gotta sit back down for kickoff for the next game.
And that's if the Bengals and Chiefs don't go to overtime.
Oh hell yeah!
Are you guys gonna be streaming tomorrow?
Oh, so I'm gonna be doing something on my channel. I don't know about his.
No, I'm joining Oscar.
Because I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere to watch the games, but I'll see if I can pop in for a little bit. But
I'll send you the live stream.
I'll send it to you. In fact, if you want, I'm actually giving you the 2 weeks heads up. I'm doing a Super Bowl stream watch party where we'll just sit down and watch the game, react to the plays and stuff like that. So.
Ooh, I'm excited. So, and gentlemen, let me ask you, what is your favorite Super Bowl food? What if it's Super Bowl day? Well, actually, let's start it this way. It's NFC AFC Championship day. What are you eating?
So tomorrow,
a variety of different things, that's for sure. But
yeah,
tomorrow, whatever I can get my hands on. Super Bowl. Because I've never been to a Super Bowl party before. We've always done something at my house, just a family. I remember last year, I think it was Chinese, it was the most random thing, Chinese food or something like that. And then 2 years prior, I don't even think I did anything for the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Can't remember.
Duncan, how about you? We know what we're doing tomorrow. What about Super Bowl? What's your Super Bowl food intake?
Besides beer, definitely maybe chicken for sure. I like
breaded or
I come from LA, so I picked up on the type of food that you see there, and I personally like putting chicken in tortillas and making burritos.
Yeah.
Cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Avocado on it.
Salad dressing or something. Sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Some avocado even too.
And then,
Go ahead.
Different. Maybe some
what
hot
kind of
dogs
beer?
too if I grill it.
Hot dogs.
I'm trying to think what's on the menu. We'll probably go Happy Dad for tomorrow.
Happy Dad? Okay. You ever do Blue Moon?
Beer, but it's a seltzer.
And where you're watching the Oscar is.
Say what?
Hold up.
He's asking if you're into beer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a drinker, but
for a second.
Oh, damn it. I'm not a drinker, but if you can get me like a what is it with coffee liqueur, the Baileys, and the whipped cream, maybe even a banana liqueur or tequila sunrise, I'm good with those. But I'm really not a drinker. This is my beer. This is my beer right here.
I'm not a heavy drinker myself, but on occasion I can pop a few beers and stuff like that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's a special occasion, and that's usually when I drink special occasions. And I definitely consider not just this weekend, but I don't give a shit about the Pro Bowl. But
oh no, who cares about the? I remember I used to sit down and watch that crap. I'd be like, why am I watching this again?
We're gonna be very busy tomorrow, but next weekend we'll have our break.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My food is. I've been to Super Bowl parties, and they're right. It's just the guacamole dip, the chips, the salsa, the chicken wings, the pizza, the pulled pork sandwiches, the all kinds of food like that. That's what's kind of my go-to. In fact, I was trying to order from Buffalo Wild Wings last year, Duncan, and Oscar remembers this. I could not order for shit.
Smart food. That's smart
and,
food.
Yeah, I remember
that. Something happened, so I had to order wings from Hooters.
They send someone to drop it off.
The Uber Eats driver, but he was fully dressed.
Do they have Postmates deliveries? Like if you're gonna get Hooters on Postmates, do they have it delivered with girls in bikinis?
You know, that would make my day. But no, that I would love that. If anyone works at Hooters and wants to deliver me food on Super Bowl Sunday, let's talk. But I have no idea what I'm gonna eat. I don't even think my mom or anyone's doing anything on Super Bowl Sunday, so I'll probably be in here.
Same here. I'm probably just gonna watch it on my TV and then just set up my laptop and.
Yeah. And by then I should hopefully have the microphone. And
me personally, I don't like to be like when I'm watching football games and soccer games. I really don't like being in the crowds because sometimes the crowds can be so loud, and for someone that can't see.
Yeah.
And you have to rely on hearing what's going on.
Well, that's why we have apps, but it drains your battery, so you have to have a portable charger.
Basically.
So yeah, I'm really freaking excited. Duncan, if you can pop in, it'll be the second half of the 49ers Rams game. I know you'll be probably drinking it up. Where are you watching the game?
I'm going to hang out with a couple of my buddies on my internship. Be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then, a couple of my old friends, because I'm at UNLV right now. They're throwing like a little get together too that we might pull up on. But if I can find time to just go into a living room or something, and then pop in for like 5 minutes,
Yeah, and if not, enjoy your party, man. You gotta party it up.
So I'll for sure, we can get another stream going during the week though.
Oh yeah. Oscar or I'll decide what we can do. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of news to come up, and I might just do another stream if our freaking journalism class doesn't take our fucking time away, Duncan. Dude, it is crazy the way the instructor explained it. I'm like, holy shit. My other class is even worse. Wait, you're living in the dorms?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I lived in the dorms my freshman year. I'm a senior now. I lived on campus like the first 3 years, but right now I got my own place and shit.
Student housing or where?
No, close to campus, but no, it's a casita. I don't know if you know what a casita is, but
yeah. What streets are you on?
We probably don't want to reveal that on stream.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, he's on Hooters and Stripville, ladies and gentlemen. He's on Hooters and Stripville. Oh, okay, Allegiant. Oh, wow, jeez. If you're ever by UNLV, you need to go to this place there's a place called Ike's Sandwiches. They have the Marshawn Lynch, the best sandwich ever. Has fried chicken and then they have this.
Do they really name it after?
Really? They name it after. Yeah, they have a lot of sandwiches named after players. It's awesome, but they're amazing sandwiches. Little on the pricier side, but they're worth it. And then there's this place called Sammy's Pastrami Fries. Duncan, you got to check that out.
For sure, man.
Okay,
yeah. So our friend Naeem is just a big ass foodie, and well, he's not big, but he just loves food. Dude, I've got stories for days. Oscar does too. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, go ahead.
Oh man, food's what makes it great. You know what I mean? It's like the Everline factor. Yeah.
What? One girl asked me, "How do I win you over?" And I said, "Girl, you bring me a whole dish of nachos, I'll be yours." And for for a while, I was hers because she brought me a whole freaking plate of nachos. Hey, oh man!
Find yourself a queen that's willing to do that, I guess.
Hell yeah, dude! Later on that night, it was fun.
That's what's
best nachos ever. Oh my god, this stream got crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is playoff day, as you know, and it has been an awesome stream. Hey Oscar, this is the first stream ever that I've done on the iMac or Mac that has not gone crazy. It's a perfect stream.
All right,
ain't that something?
Yeah,
thank you.
Finally,
dude, you have no idea, Duncan, the technical difficulties I've had. It has been awful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for watching, if there were anyone watching. If you did, leave your comments down below. Leave your thoughts about anything. The Chiefs, the Rams, the 49ers, the Bengals, the Giants, Denver.
We were talking about NFL all over the place, so...
Yeah. So whatever your thoughts are and whatever we talked about, or Duncan, Oscar, or I mentioned, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to Oscar's channel down below. And Oscar, what do you got coming up on your channel? I always do this at the end, by the way, Duncan.
So basically, I'm just covering the playoffs. So look out for more playoff talk tomorrow, whenever the games go final. And I'm also working on the series, giving my grades to each of the Washington football team's positions, from the quarterback, running back, wide receiver. The quarterback and running back grades are already up on my channel. I'll upload some more tomorrow. So
cool, and make sure you follow Oscar Montiel on Twitter at Oscar J Montiel 37. That is Oscar J Montiel 37, and of course you've got Duncan Dye here from Franchise Sports Media. He's doing his internship, but he does great work there. Duncan, what you got coming up?
A bunch of Lakers games. I plan on doing a feature on maybe Tom Brady's career. I know you'll like that. I'll make sure to. I'll make sure to send the link. Yeah. But,
oh my god!
Just recapping it, mainly Lakers games. Writing about potential deadline deals and stuff. For those of you that follow the NBA, they're looking to get a 3-and-D wing guy, somebody that can shoot the ball for once, and then possibly defend too. That's really what like.
Yeah, because Lakers are playing like jack shit right now. So that is Franchise Sports Media. Make sure you follow them on Instagram too. The link is in the description. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It means a lot. We got to cover a lot, and it was a lot of fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And sooner or later, hopefully one of these days, this will be on just maybe a shorter video, if it's possible. If not, I'll just leave the whole thing up on the interviews guest playlist. And to anyone from Duncan's company, if any of the dudes are watching, thank you for watching. Welcome to the channel, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming, you guys.